I welcome you to this tutorial video. In this video, we'll be looking into the concept of hexadecimal division. And when you say the word hexadecimal, it is broken into hexa and decimal. And when you hear the word hexa, what comes to your mind is 6, just like in hexagon. And when you hear the word decimal, what comes to your mind is 10. And when you sum up 6 and 10, what we have is 16. So hexadecimal numbers are numbers that are represented using the radius of 16. Or let's say hexadecimal numbers are numbers in base 16, and these numbers constitute of 16 distinct symbols or values ranging from 0 down to F. So hexadecimals can be abbreviated as X, where each digit represents a decimal value. So the digit from 0 to 9 represent decimal value 0 to 9. And the letters A to F represent decimal values 10 to 15. That is, this A to F is the hexa, and this 0 to 9 is the decimal. So A represents 10, just like if you count from 9, the next number is 10. Of course, you know that. And the next number will be 11, then the next number will be 12, then the next number will be 13, then the next number will be 14, then the next number will be 15. So A represents 10, B represents 11, C represents 12, D represents 13, and E represents 14, and F represents 15. Let's take note. From 0 to 9, values of both decimal and hexadecimal number system are all the same. So let's move into the hexadecimal division in detail, and we'll be taking example, and I'll be giving you a step-by-step hexadecimal division process. So the example states, when the value 37h is divided by 17h, the remainder is. So the step 1 says convert the given hexadecimal numbers to decimal. So let's convert the given hexadecimal numbers to decimal. So the first hexadecimal number we have there is 37h. And 37h is same as 37 base 16. And how do we convert 37 base 16 to decimal, that is to base 10? We simply do that by putting 0 and 1. So we are going to multiply 3 times 16 raised to the power of 1. So we have 3 times 16 raised to the power of 1 plus 7 times 16 raised to the power of 0. So 3 times 16 raised to the power of 1 is going to give us 3 times 16 plus 7 times 16 raised to the power of 0 is going to give us 7 times 16 raised to the power of 0 will give us 1, because anything raised to the power of 0, of course, that is 1. So 37h is equals to 3 times 16 will give us 48, and 7 times 1 will give us 7. So 48 plus 7 will give us what? I think that is 55. So we can put our base 10. So 37h is equals to 55 base 10. So let's move to the next hexadecimal number we have, which is 17h. So 17h, that will be 17 base 16. So let's convert that to decimal, since the step 1 says convert the given hexadecimal numbers to decimal. So we can put 0 and 1, and that is going to give us 1 times 16 raised to the power of 1 plus 7 times 16 raised to the power of 0. So 1 times 16 raised to the power of 1 is going to give us 16 plus 7 times 16 raised to the power of 0 is going to give us 1. So 17h is equals to 1 times 16, that is 16, plus 7 times 1, that is 7. So 16 plus 7, that is going to give us 23. Then we can put our base 10. So we've succeeded with the step 1. So let's move to step 2. Step 2 says perform division operation to the decimal number. So let's perform division operation to the decimal numbers, that is 55 divided by 23. So we have 55 divided by 23 base 10. So 55 divided by 23, so we can use our calculator here. So 55 divided by 23, that is going to give us 2. So we have 2. Then what is our remainder? Take note, the question says that when the value 37h is divided by 17h, the remainder is. So what we are looking for is the remainder. So how do we find our remainder here? We simply multiply 23 by 2, and 23 times 2 will give us 46. So we subtract 46 from 52. So let's subtract. So we have 55 minus 46. That's going to give us 9. So our remainder is 9. So let's take out the remainder. So we have 9 base 10, since what we are looking for is the remainder. So we succeeded with this step 2. So let's move to step 3. It says convert the results to the required number system. So our remainder has to be in what? In base 16, since we are dividing in hexadecimal. So 9 base 10 is represented 9 base 10 is represented in hexadecimal. Nine base 10 is represented in hexadecimal as 9 base 10. That's going to give us 0 times 16 raised to the power of 1 plus 9 times 16 raised to the power of 0. So 0 times 16 raised to the power of 1 is going to give us 0 times 16 plus 9 times 16 raised to the power of 0 will give us 1. That is going to give us 0 times 16 is 0 plus 9 times 1, which is 9. So 9 base 10 is equals to 0.9 base 16. So therefore 9 base 10 in hexadecimal is 0.98. So we've been able to find the remainder when we divide 37h by 17h. So we've come to the end of this video. Ensure you like, share, drop your comments where necessary.